Hello there, fellow cultists. This is DM Nell, and I am back with another episode of Sotdl Talk, Shadow of the Demon Lord Talk, and this one is number 57, I want to say. 50-something. Yeah, 57. Wow. Okay, so 57 of these have been made now. Not too bad. All right, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about two character path supplements. I don't think I've done any character path supplements up to this point, mostly because I don't really read them that much. I buy them all, of course, and I provide them as options for my players, but I really don't find a whole lot of value in reading the character stuff simply because I don't use it. So yeah, running games and taking care of the monsters is a job in and of itself. So I really don't use the character stuff that much, but I did want to take an episode to talk about two of these supplements. The first one being Paths of Darkness. That's the one you're seeing on the screen here. And this one is introducing some expert tier paths, I believe. No, I lied. These are master tier paths. But the reason why I wanted to show them is because one of the things that drew me to Shadow of the Demon Lord in the first place was the fact that it was a way to play fantasy and horror, utilizing the old tropes initially, but then you can develop your character into something totally different that doesn't exist in any other game. And the expert and master tiers of Shadow of the Demon Lord enable you to customize your character to make it different than anything else. And there have been so many of these paths that have come out that you could literally create thousands of characters and no two of them would be the same. But what really caught my eye on these two supplements was that he Robert Schwab, the writer and designer dude, he actually created some paths here that take the game into a really dark place for player characters if your players want to go there. So I wanted to kind of highlight this because this is really set apart from all the others that have been put out, which are more heroic, or at least more themed towards character play. This one is borderline. Your characters are, if somebody blinks, they could misconstrue you for a bad guy very easily. So yeah. Anyway, let's kind of talk about this a little bit here. So first of all, great artwork. And we have Kara Hamilton and Hal Mangold to thank for the graphic design. Jack Kaiser is cared for the actual artwork. And then we have Kara Hamilton that did the layout and Jay Spite who did the editing and proofreading. And of course, Robert Schwab did everything else. So, with the credits out of the way, let's move on. So this is what he calls forbidden paths. He talks about why people might go into these types of paths, but then we go into the actual ones that I want to talk about here. The first one is the agonist. And the agonist is a character that derives power out of pain. And the abilities that are described here basically show how that would work for somebody taking this path. So, for example, the 7th level agonist has a masochism trait or ability. Once per round, when you take damage, you can make a will challenge roll. On a success, you make your next attack roll or challenge roll before the end of the round with 1d3 boons. So, by suffering a little pain, your next attack is a little bit more effective. Strength from suffering. The diseased, impaired, and poisoned afflictions grant 1 boon on attack rolls and challenge rolls you make instead of imposing 1 bane. However, when you gain these afflictions, you must succeed on a will challenge roll or gain insanity. So, there's a price for getting this power, and the price could be very well insanity here. So that's a 7th level agonist. When you get to 10th level, you've got Ravaged Body. You've abused your body to the point that you now appear monstrous. Then you got Ecstasy of Ruin. Once per round, when you take damage equal to your healing rate or more, you can choose to take extra damage equal to your healing rate. When you next take a turn, you can move 1 additional time and take 1 additional action. So by taking damage, you get a little bit more to do the next time. So that's the agonist. Yeah, I'd have to be in a real fucked up frame of mind to play an agonist, but he's not the worst one. So let's move on. We've got the puzzle. So one of the coolest creations for Shadow of the Demon Lord, monster-wise, is the Harvester monster. And those are the dudes that go around cutting body parts off and patching themselves up with other people's parts. This path, the puzzle, essentially makes you a harvester. You, at 7th level, begin to harvest flesh. 10th level, you become horrifying. And yeah, so you're a harvester, basically. So you got that going for you. Not sure I'd want to be one. It seems like it'd be a lot of maintenance with that one. But anyway, you get some abilities here. Benefits, you make strength attack rolls and challenge rolls with 1 boon for 24 hours. You make agility attack rolls and challenge rolls with 1 boon for 24 hours. You make perception rolls with 1 boon for 24 hours. You gain a +4 bonus to speed for 24 hours. So, I mean, yeah, there's benefits to it. Invigorating harvest when you use harvest flesh. The bonus to your health increases 3d6. Horrifying, you become you get the horrifying trait. So yeah, moving on. Then we have the Soul Eater. These are characters that gain power by essentially eating others' souls. So 7th level, you got Eat Soul. When a living creature or spirit within short range of you dies, you can use a triggered action and gain 1 corruption to swallow the triggered creature's soul. Soul emerges from the body, if it has one, as a shrieking wisp of vapor that spirals into your mouth. Swallowing a soul in this way grants you points of soul energy, which you can expend to use other talents granted by this path. So you got Spirit Foe, Exploit Soul, Soul Casting. Then when you become a 10th level Soul Eater, you can release a soul you have eaten. Use Spirit Fuel. When you take a turn, you can expend 3 points of soul energy to increase the number of actions you can use on your turn by 1. So that's pretty cool. All right, so the next one we have here is a cyberite. And this one is a character that takes that derives power from sexual energy. So another one would be a little bit weird to play with at the table. But the character becomes seductive. They have this horrid coupling power. I got to read it. So when you spend 10 minutes or longer having sex, you make a will challenge roll. And with 1 bane each time he uses talent, the same 24-hour period on a failure, you lose a horrid coupling. Blah, blah, blah. The creature with whom you had sexual intercourse becomes cursed. While cursed in this way, the creature is impaired, cannot heal damage, and must succeed on a strength challenge roll with 2 banes each time it finishes a rest or take 1d6 damage. So actually, it's kind of cool. If you think about it, you can seduce somebody, and somebody, that's an enemy. They don't know that you're trying to off them. They just think you're an easy lay, and next thing you know, they're cursed, and they take a d6 damage every night unless they make a save. So there you go. Lure. Use an action or triggered action on your turn to target one creature that you see and is within medium range. Make a will attack roll against the target's will. On a success, the target must, during its next turn, move as close to you as the speed allows. If prevented from moving towards you, the target instead takes 1 insanity. So you can drive somebody nuts if they can't reach you. This would be a good thing to do while you're like in a dungeon and somebody's behind bars. You keep moving away from them. That's kind of mean. All right, so the 10th level cyberite, Draining Kiss. Looks like you regain an expended casting by kissing another creature. Pretty cool. And then Embodiment of Desire. While your power is increased from your Horde coupling talent, you impose 2 Banes on attack rolls made against you by creatures that can see you. All right, so the powers are kind of cool. It's just the way you get them is a little bit a little weird. A little weird to role play, I should say. But each group handles such things differently. So I'm sure there's some groups out there that are cool with it. All right, unbodied. So an unbodied creature. Let's see here. Forgot about this one already. Okay, so your soul outside of the body becomes vulnerable, for if dispersed, it will sink into hell. So basically, it looks like this is a path that allows you to kind of like Doctor Strange. He lets his astral form just kind of travel around, but this is actually not an astral form. This is the actual soul of your character is allowed to leave and do stuff. So disembodied soul traits are listed here. So once the soul is out of the body, these are the traits that it has. It's frightening. Doesn't have a strength score. You increase perception by 2, reduce your health, and dark sight. You got that, and then you're immune from all this shit. Then it goes. Oh, there's more. You become insubstantial. You're naturally invisible, and you can manifest if you want to. So, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Doctor Strange here with this. Then we have the 7th level embodied soul vessel. You have a soul vessel, which is a specially prepared container, such as a jar, urn, or box. The container is size 1/8. The vessel houses your soul. If you are not under the effects of your possession talent, your soul must remain within short range of your soul vessel. If, at the end of any round, your soul is beyond short range from your vessel and you're not possessing another creature, your soul immediately returns to your soul vessel and cannot leave it for 1d6 rounds. Okay, so you can possess other creatures. That's already been mentioned. And then as a 10th level, you got Slave Taker. When you use Possessed, you can make the roll with 2 boons, and you can target creatures of difficulty 250 or less. In addition, while you have a target possessed, you can use an action to deal any amount of damage to the target to heal yourself the same amount of damage. All right. So if I'm reading this correctly, it sounds like you're actually just a soul, and you can possess people. But I'd have to read it more closely just to see if you still have a body. Because why would you need a soul vessel unless your body is? No, because it says the jar, urn, or box would be your soul vessel. So I'm thinking you don't have a body. Let me see here. Maybe it says right here. Existence as a disembodied spirit denies you the pleasures of the flesh. Thus you have learned to possess other creatures to suppress their own souls and take their bodies for yourself. Okay, so yeah, you don't have a body anymore. Your actual original body is gone, and you exist as a disembodied soul possessing other creatures, and you have a soul vessel. Okay? Interesting. The Worm Host. Okay, so this is, I'm thinking, kind of inspired by the Elder Evil Cayuse. And basically, you allow your body to be eaten up, or maybe not even allow. Maybe your body just becomes the vessel for a colony of vermin, um, yellow worms, and your body basically is consumed by these creatures, and you are now basically a walking colony of worms. So, I'm thinking Cayuse, although Cayuse is, he's green worms. He's not yellow worms, but yeah, so let's see here. What you got here is warning worms. So worms give you perception improvements there. Worms ride you. The worms inhabiting your body sometimes take control. Okay, so they don't actually consume your body, but they do inhabit your body. So you've got your innards are full of writhing all inside you, but I guess you still got your body. Worm gift. You use an action to fling a worm from your body at a creature, and it burrows or tries to burrow into the creature. And then it looks like they are charmed by you if they fail some saves. So there you go. Or some challenge rolls. So level 10 worm host, Feast of Worms. You use an action to spew worms on one creature you can reach. The target must make an agility challenge roll. On a success, the worms fall to the ground in a pile. On a failure, the worms cover the target's body and chew their way inside, dealing 3d6 damage to it before they disappear inside at the end of the round if the target takes 15 damage or more from acid, cold, fire, or lightning. The worms are destroyed. Otherwise, the worms enter the target's body and cause it to become compelled. So you control that creature with the worms that you just vomited up on it. All right. So, yeah, like I said, pretty dark options here. But this is only the Path of Darkness supplement. We still have the Paths of Horror supplement to go through. And this one is also, again, written, designed, and art direction by Rob Schwalb. Editing, proofreading by Jay Spite. Graphic design, Kara Hamilton and Hal Mangold. Layout is Carol Hamilton, and illustrations by Jack Kaiser and Mirko Paganesi. All right, so I think things get worse here. You can be a brain in the jar, so you are no longer a person with a body. You are a disembodied brain in a jar. So you gain a lot of weird abilities, psychokinesis, so you can manipulate things with your mind. But you are a brain in a jar. So that would be interesting to roleplay. Catastrophist. Your unfettered, reckless approach to mastering magic rewards you with wildly destructive capabilities that more often than not slip from your control and have disastrous consequences. So what do we got here? Catastrophic magic, not to be confused with the third-party supplement called Catastrophic Magic. But this basically says that whenever you use an action cast a spell, you can choose to seize into catastrophic energies to enhance the spell you cast. So you would roll the d6 and consult this table. Some of these things here include a wave of kinetic energy spreads out from you in all directions, out to 1d6 plus 2 yards, and then dissipates. The wave deals 10 damage to objects in its path. Each creature in its path must succeed on a strength challenge roll or take 2d6 plus 3 damage. So that's pretty cool. Control catastrophe and hideous catastrophe are your 10th level abilities. All derived from the catastrophic magic that you use. All right, so Demagogue is the next one. Craving power, you turned your efforts to amassing a cult-like following. So basically, you're a cult leader here. You have abilities to bring people under your wing, create an angry mob, stuff like that. So if you ever wanted to be a cult leader, you can now be a cult leader. Let's see, what can you do at 10th level? Charming oratory. Any member of an audience subject to your captivating oratory talent that has a difficulty of 5 or less becomes charmed by you and remains charmed by you until you attack the target, which removes the afflictions from it. Insidious control. You can compel somebody. So there you go. You're a cult leader, so all those fit. Filth mage. So filth and excrement give you power. You had to know this was going there eventually, right? So you can imagine what kind of stuff you get off of that. I'm not going to read through that, but it looks like one thing you can do is you can create a construct called an excremental. I think that was in a Jay and Silent Bob movie, maybe. But anyway, excremental. Pretty cool. A shit elemental, in other words. Alrighty, what else we have here? You can be a gorger. This is somebody who gains power from eating. And so you're a glutton, you eat everything, and you gain power off of it. You eventually get a horrid bite, so you can deal bite damage. You gain energy tokens. That's interesting. And I guess you can do things with energy tokens. Here's a couple sidebars that go along with it. Converting creatures to meals. I think this actually applies to the entire supplement. Talking about how, there's some weird stuff in this supplement and how you might have to adjust for that in your campaign. All right, so the Mother Monsters is another interesting path that a little bit uncomfortable because you actually give birth to monsters that you would then control. So you got that going for you. It looks like you can ultimately, you create small monsters. You can ultimately create a medium monster or a large monster. So there you go. A multiplist. This is somebody that basically copies themselves, clones themselves. So you have multiples of you running around. So you got that going for you. Again, be kind of interesting to role play that. And I wonder if you could do like, what was that movie with Michael Keaton, Multiplicity, where each copy is progressively dumber. But I don't know. All right, so there's that. Then you got Shadow Thief. This is a character that actually steals the shadow of other creatures and gains power off of that. So interesting concept. So let's see here. What actually do you get from that? While you have a target shadow, you learn everything the target knows. Okay, so you steal their shadow, so you learn everything they know. In addition, you make attack rolls against the target with a boon. So you use basically their shadow against them. You can pinpoint the target's exact location anywhere in the world. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so let's see. Verminist. A foul hag has cursed you, turning your blood to maggots. So you got maggots for blood. You bleed maggots, and you got maggot spray. And you got a flesh-eating maggots ability down here. All right. So, yeah, there you go. These are the paths of horror. So, again, I've been wanting to do these two supplements for a while. Just kind of been putting them off. But, again, it's really just shows you how versatile this game system is and how you can really take it to a place that no other games really try to go, maybe for a reason. But really, if you're just tired of playing the same old thing and really want to, exercise your role-playing skills and, stretch your imagination, these are two excellent paths to do that with. So those are out there. You can find them on DriveThruRPG, and they're cheap, probably a couple bucks, if not less. I don't know. It's been a while since I bought them, but they're usually most definitely under $5. Usually under $3. So anyway, go out to DriveThruRPG and buy them because they're good. you need them in your repertoire, or buy them for your players if you're like me, and let them borrow them. All right, so that's it. Just wanted to cover those two paths with this episode, so I am done for tonight. Thank you for watching once again. If you'd like the videos, please give me a like in YouTube, leave a comment in YouTube, subscribe to me on YouTube. All the above are great, and they're also great for making my videos a little bit more visible on the interweb nets, and hopefully if my videos are visible, they might catch the eye of somebody looking for a new game to play. And what better way to draw in fresh blood into this hobby than luring them with a little bit of YouTube bait. So that's me, YouTube bait. So anyway, that's it. I'm done. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you next time. Ciao.